Hi, this is Eslin. Welcome back, fishies. Happy birthday to all of the fishies in the month of March. Good old H2O. Gonna sit this out over here on the side. And today we're gonna make some bacon jam. I got some Brussels sprouts in the oven with a little piece of pork that I smoked last fall. And I have the rest of my delicado. I think it's the last of that. I fried up the bacon. You guys don't need to see me do that, but I have maybe a fourth a cup of chopped up bacon here. Then I have maybe a fourth a cup of onions here. I have 1 tablespoon of brown sugar and a tablespoon of granulated sugar. I have 1 teaspoon of apple cider vinegar, and I have a teaspoon and a half of soy sauce. Now I'm going to need maybe just a tablespoon of coffee. But this is, I have the coffee here, but I only need a tablespoon. You only need a very little of the coffee. And the black pepper. So I'm going to just turn this back up, get that up just a little bit. Then I'll put the onions in just as soon as I think that it's up to temperature. And I was going to get, measuring spoons. The measuring spoons for the coffee. So I'm gonna just see if this is hot enough to saute my onions in. Oh yes, just a little bit. Yep, it's getting there. Got the onions. We're gonna let them saute a little bit. Yes, this bacon jam, I'm gonna put it on my asparagus. The first time I had it was at Red Lobster, and I was like, man, what is this sauce on it? So, like I was telling you guys before, I investigated and trying to figure it out, and finally figured out it was bacon jam because I saw it on the Food Network channel. That's how I figured out it was the bacon jam. And I left about maybe a tablespoon half of the bacon grease in here. Now, if you don't like onions, you can probably use a little bit of onion powder. That might work a little better than the straight onions. But yes, I'm just going to saute these down a bit. Just as soon as all of them start cooking down, then I will. I'm going to add the rest of the ingredients here. But yeah, I might have a little bit too much bacon grease, but we're going to make it work. We're going to make it work. But you know how we do. We add and subtract ingredients as we please. Okay, those onions are cooked down. So now we're going to add the sugars, the brown sugar and the granulated sugar here. I'm just going to get that to start melting down. Then we're going to add our tablespoon. Then our tablespoon and a half of soy sauce. And then we're going to add our tablespoon of coffee. So I'm just going to stir this a little bit. I'm just going to keep the coffee around just in case I need to add a little bit more. Like I said, you know how we do on our recipes. You're cooking it to taste. They give you a base. A recipe to me is just like a base to start with. That doesn't, And then sometimes baking, you have to follow it because it's a science. But a lot of cooking like this, kind of cooking like this, you can add and subtract. Get it to come out the way you want to. I'm just trying to get this brown sugar here to melt down a little bit more. Then I'm going to add the bacon in. Just a few more. Like I said, I'm just trying to get this couple of these pieces of this brown sugar as it melted. Still clumpy. And what we're doing, we're just going to reduce this down. Now we're just going to add the rest of the bacon bits here. And then we're going to let this reduce a little bit. Then we're going to add a little bit of pepper. Now, this is already, we're just going to let it reduce down. This is called bacon jam. It's going to get like a jam consistency. Now, you don't have to use sugar. You can probably use honey and a little bit of molasses. That might work also. But yes, like I said, I have some Brussels sprouts and that delicado squash in the oven. And I'm just going to, first, I'll just add my little pepper, fresh ground pepper. Then I'll just set it aside. We won't need it. this was just like a, you know, clean out the refrigerator kind of heat up day. So I figured I'd make some bacon jam, and I'm going to pour, I have some bacon wrapped pork in here also. I'm going to pour the bacon jam over that also. Yes, you see how this is just reducing down, thickening up? That smell-o-vision. Oh, can you smell that? Smell-o-vision. That smells so good, especially with the bacon. It's like a sweet and sour with the vinegar, a little bit of that vinegar in there. Oh, yeah. It's like a sweet and sour sauce that goes over the Brussels sprouts, but I'm going to put it over my meat also. Like I said, I smoked the meat last fall. Yep, oh, this is just reducing down really nice. And my squash and stuff should be heated up a couple more minutes. I don't think I'm going to need any more coffee, but I'm going to get me a spoon and taste it. Give it just a little taste test to make sure it's tasting. You always should taste your stuff. Taste it. Yes, this is, I got it reducing down really quick. And like I said, just a little oil. I'll just turn that down a little bit. See how that's thickening up on that spoon? You see that? We're letting it reduce down. Oh, that's good. Sweet and sour. The onions. Then you got the sweetness from the sugars and the tanginess from the vinegar. Oh, yeah, this is reducing down nice. Real nice, yeah. And then we're just softening up that bacon, softening up a little bit. This is just almost ready, yeah. We just had to reduce that down. Just let it get a little bit thicker. I had some in the refrigerator, but like I said, and this is also excellent on burgers and sandwiches. You can use it like an extra condiment on your sandwiches. Oh, it is so good on your sandwiches. And other meats also. Because I'm just going to give this a quick little stir. Let it reduce down some more. But like I said, you can adjust it to, if you like it sweeter, you can add a little more sugar. And if you like it less, you know, less sugar. But you just need something in there to kind of thicken it up. And that's what the sugar is doing. But like I said, I had a little bit. It only called for a tablespoon of bacon grease. But I think I had a little bit more than that in there. But that's okay. To me, that's just flavor. That is just flavor. And see, that's thickening up really nice. My taster spoon. And I'm going to just look in the oven down here. Check the oven out real quick. Check out my Brussels sprouts and my delicata squash. Okay. This is almost ready to come out. Yep. Probably shouldn't have opened up the oven, but hey, what can I say? Yep, it's almost ready. Just a few more minutes. I'm going to rinse my fingers off here. A few more minutes, I'll be able to take that out and slice it. This is just something quick. Like I said, I was just heating up things out of the refrigerator. And I was like, you know what? I need to finish up this squash because spring has sprung. And I'll start with the summer squash versus the winter squash. Okay, like I said, this is just about ready. I'm just going to turn the eye off on this. This is just turn the heat down. It's the carryover cook. Oh, this is smelling so good. Like I said, it's got like a sweet and sour smell. A sweet and tangy, not sour. Sweet and tangy. See, look at that. Doesn't that look good in there? Can you see it from back there too? Yes, just like a sweet and tangy sauce. Okay, I'm going to sit that back here. Turn this eye off. So I'm going to get me a plate over here. Get the plate ready to start plating up because my oven's almost done. So how am I going to do this? I'm going to take my plate here. Okay. Take my plate there because I'm going to have to take this tray out and sit it on the stove up here. Okay, now you can see there's my delicata squash, and then there's the Brussels sprouts. You can also do the Brussels sprouts in the air fryer, or you can fry them regularly. You just have to watch out for the water. Normally, I would do them in the air fryer, but the air fryer's on the other side, and you know it makes a lot of noise. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take this paper plate off of here, and this right here is my pork, and I'm going to take it over here, and I'm going to slice it up really quick so we can start plating. Everything is nice and done. And I'm going to bring my plate over here. Oh, this smells so good. The smoke from the pork that I did last fall, it smells so good. Just slice it up a little bit so I can make my plating look a little bit better. I'm trying to work on that. Okay, now I got the pork all sliced. How am I going to do this? Okay. Just a couple seconds, you guys. I'm going to take this tray over here so I can just start to plate instead of over there, because I don't have enough room over there to plate like I want to. So I'm just going to plate it over here, and then you guys will get a nice good view of it. Take the slices there, put that up there, that. Like I said, I'm just trying to work on my plating just a bit. Okay. That side looks a little nicer. I shall return just a couple of seconds. Oh, I forgot my Brussels sprouts. That was one of the main things I wanted to put on here, was the Brussels sprouts. Okay, guys, I shall return. I am on my way over there. Just give me a couple more seconds. Countdown. Just trying to make the plate look a little appetizing. Okay. Oh, come on. Now, this is what I was over there doing. I'm not quite yet because I haven't put the bacon jam, haven't spread that on top. Like I said, normally when you go to, like I said, I've had it at Red Lobster. They take and they toss the Brussels sprouts in the bacon jam. But I'm just going to spoon it over it. I'm going to put a little bit of the bacon jam over my pork also. It's really good. This bacon jam is delicious. Like I said, I'm just going to take and toss some of my toss some of that, get some of this sauce. Maybe put a little bit on my delicata squash. Oh, that looks so good. That looks scrumptious, doesn't it? Get my fingers cleaned off. Like I was saying before, it smells so delicious. Look at that. Doesn't that look delicious? Okay, in the back here, this is the delicata squash. And then we have our pork, and then down front, it's the Brussels sprouts with the bacon jam. Now, we have a fork. What we're going to do, we're going to get a little piece of the Brussels sprout first. Doesn't that look appetizing and delicious? Doesn't that look good? If you like fried Brussels sprouts, you will love these. Give me a little piece of this delicata squash. I'm going to put a little bacon jam on it, on the squash. And then I'm going to get me a little piece of the meat from over here, off of this corner. Cut it with this fork. Okay. Now, here we go. They have a good bite right here. Delicata squash. Doesn't that look good? Let's get a little more bacon jam on there. Can we get some more bacon jam? Doesn't that look good? Here we go. That is so good. The sweetness from the bacon jam, it likes give the Brussels sprout an extra taste. And then the delicata squash, I can still taste like the garlic, not garlic, I can taste the spices, the salt, the pepper, and the olive oil that I put on that. And let me tell you, that pork, oh man, it is cooked to perfection. It is nice. It's juicy. That is just one good meal. Look at that. Now, you know I'm going to smash it off camera. You know that. So if you like what you see, thumbs up. If you want more, hit the dinner bell. Comments and suggestions are always welcome. Subscribing is free and sharing is nice. And I'd like everybody to stay tuned, to be safe and positive, and stay tuned because with Esalen, you never know what we're going to try. You have a nice evening.